Lions and Raiders. Let's get talking about them. First things first, both teams got blown the F out last week. One against the Bears. The Raiders against the Bears. The Lions against the Ravens. Wow. The Raiders against the Bears. And then the Lions against the Ravens. Say that 10 times fast. But anyways, both teams got blown out to no end. Lions last week, just everything went wrong for them. They were not the same team that they were previous weeks. As for the Raiders, honestly, they're just a terrible freaking football team. They lost. The Bears blew them out. To be honest, it's not like the Lions where they were like had these incredible wins in the past weeks, and they just maybe got too hot for their britches, and then Baltimore knocked them down a peg. No. The Raiders are just a terrible freaking team. Like, the only good thing about that whole team is Max Crosby. All right? Max Crosby is a freaking beast. The guy gets to the quarterback. I think he's the sack leader currently. So, Lions need to watch out for him. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue, considering the Lions line is a very good line, or the best line in, I think, top 5 line in the NFL right now. So, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. But he might get one. You never know. Back to the Raiders. In terms of, I don't know who's starting for quarterback. There was rumors that Jimmy G is going to come back, but I also heard that he wasn't coming back as well. Most likely who's going to start is going to be Brian Hoyer. He's a trash QB. Well, I wouldn't say trash, but he's like super, super average. Like, he's the true statement of a second string quarterback, maybe even a third, to be honest with you. So, another, I guess, highlight, I'm going to really call it a highlight, but I do think the Raiders have a decent defensive backfield in terms of corners and DBs. I think they were top 10 in terms of pass defense, but that's the only thing they got. That and Crosby. That's it. Their defense, their linebackers, from what I've seen, are nothing special. Their offense is god awful, absolutely god awful. Their offensive line, basically terrible. I watched last week's game. They basically missing blocks, missing tackles. Like, it's just horrendous. Plus, with Brian Hoyer's quarterback play, like I said, he's average as hell. It's not going to be anything special. So, honestly, in my honest opinion, Lions, if they are a good team, like everybody thinks they are, including me, we have a very good team. They are going to blow the doors off of the Raiders. Okay? I don't think people understand, like, to bounce back this week, we have to blow the doors off of them. We need to destroy them. Okay, it's also at home, so it's in Detroit. Ford Field is gonna be a madhouse. On top of that, we just got our asses kicked, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they're gonna be motivated as hell, because they're gonna be pissed off because the Ravens just absolutely dominated in all 3 phases last week. All right, so what we have to do is we need to get back down to our identity, which is ground and pound, run the football, and then bootleg action pass, which is Jared Goff's bread and butter. Okay? That is what he's good at. We need to get back to that. Last week, I think one of the biggest issues that we had is that we couldn't get anything done up front due to the fact is we didn't have David Montgomery. So we instantly went back and, well, we instantly went back to Jared Goff like we did with the Buccaneers. But it didn't work out this time because the Ravens DBs and corners are just better than the Bucs, in my honest opinion. So we had basically Jared Goff playing a little bit of hero ball and just shooting it downfield, trying to make something happen, when his bread and butter is play action pass and the bootleg. So we need to get back to that. We need to get that run game established. We need to give Gibbs the darn ball. He's our 12th overall pick. If you weren't going to use him. This is the perfect game too. Like I said, their pass rush is basically non-existent. Their pass rush is Max Crosby. And I think our line is good enough to be able to deal with him. I'm going to be honest with you. This is literally the perfect game for Gibbs to have a breakout game. Okay? Because it's not like we're going against a top 10 pass rush right now. Like, and another thing, their stats in terms of run defense aren't very good either. So, if you combined all that, on paper, Gibbs is going to have a good day. He should. Okay? And I know everyone's trying to hype him up that he's a pass-catching back, which I don't, and I agree with you. I think he is. But he's also 12th overall. If we were going to use him like we are now, we should have went with Bijan Robinson, because at least he can go through between the tackles. He can do both. All right? So, that's what we need to do. We need to get back to that ground and pound. I'm going to kick you in the mouth. What our identity is. All right? We can't just rely on Jared Goff to be able to pull shit out of his ass. Like, it worked for us during the Buccaneers game, but the Ravens, it didn't. Sorry. It is what it is. Like I said, we need to blow the doors off of the Raiders. They're just a bad team. Good teams come back and they beat the dog shit out of bad teams. Right? The thing is like, yeah, we got embarrassed by the Ravens last week, but this is honestly the perfect game to have to be able to get back on track. Because our opponent sucks ass. Gonna just plain out go there. When we could have been when we could have been facing the Chargers or another good team. So, either way, I'm picking my Lions to win. And I honestly think the score is going to be, I'd say 38-17. That's what I think the score is going to be. So, but anyways, this is the Honolulu Wave. We talk about Lions stuff here, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.